Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Adam with Gunpla Fun. Today in our backlog build, we're going to be looking at the high grade GM Command. Very similar to the cold districts that we looked at previously. Super excited to open this box, take a look at what's inside, and get this thing built up. Alright, let's take a look at what's in the box. First of all, the manual. And just like these old high grades, it's going to be this accordion style pamphlet with a nice picture of a painted finish kit on the front, more pictures of a painted finish kit on the back, your color guide if you want to do the painting, some history, background, story of the mobile suit inside, and then of course the black and white instructions on how to build it. After that, we've got our very small sticker sheet. Even smaller than the cold districts type. We don't even have the little yellow V for the crotch piece on this sticker set. So these will go on quick and easy. Set of poly caps. Gray runner to include the weapon and some of the shield parts, along with the chest vents. Runner B is going to have feet, ankles, head sculpt, and shoulder armor. This runner B2 is going to have shield, leg pieces, more leg pieces, waist armor, and this looks like the forearm pieces here. And then finally the multicolor runner, runner A, clear green visor, red crotch piece, chest, hands, more shield, more feet, backpack. Okay, let's get this thing built up, see what it looks like. And here he is, put together, straight out of the box. No special treatment, I didn't do any panel lining, I did not take care of any of the seam lines, so you can see it in all of its out of the box glory. Let's take a look at some of the details on this guy. One thing I need to correct, when I was unboxing it, I mentioned this red piece was this crotch panel. It's not, it is the cockpit hatch. So my apologies for that mistake. But let's start from the top down. First of all, similar to the cold districts type, I love the head sculpt on these old GMs. This one almost has an Advance of Zeta vibe to it with this large forehead piece sticking out. It really gives it a nice futuristic, militaristic look. And I wish I could get the master grade version of this. I know that those are Bandai, and I'm just waiting for a fresh release because I will buy one and build one. I love these old GMs. This red piece in the chin is a separate color separated piece, so that's a nice touch even on an older kit like this. Same as these discs on the side of the head. Now I will say you need to be careful with these. These are very slippery. I was trying to clean up some of the side nubs on this and it flew out of my hands and got lost in the carpet for about an hour, and I miraculously found it by accident. So be careful with these small slippery discs. This antenna is a separate piece and can, one, easily break, but two, also easily come out. So you may want to glue that in, similar to the helmet antenna on the cold districts. The backpack, this is such a nice looking backpack. A little more, to me, I don't know, realistic in how it's designed and how it might contain fuel or electronics to power this thing. I really like the display of the verniers on this. It's just a lot of nice touches to the design of the kit. We do have one of those metallic stickers here on the back for the rear camera off of this backpack. And as we go down, you've got two beam saber handles that connect to the back skirt of the suit. While we're looking at this side, I want to point out, again, similar to the cold districts, you've got really, really bad seam lines on the backs of both of the lower arms, which pass around to the front as well. If you're holding the gun, it's hidden on the right arm of the suit. but you can see underneath it, it is pretty bad. Same thing on the other arm. The shield is a nice shape. I really like this. You're going to see this in a lot of these older high-grade kits. It's just a recoloring of the same shield that a lot of them get. It's different from the Cold Districts. I think that this shield fits very nicely with the style and look of this particular suit. You do have some nice details in the waist skirting armor on the front and the sides. You've got these insets for details. And then as we get down to the legs, oh, let me point out, you also have these, similar to the Cold Districts, you have these metallic stickers running around the crotch. The legs have the same really, really bad seam lines, both in the thighs and down into the lower legs. Same thing with the sandwich style ankle guards. The feet are actually a really nice sculpt and shape and size for the suit. You've got some decent front to back ankle articulation, but you still have that limited side to side. So posing in a wide stance is going to be difficult in these early high grades. Still, I love these metallic stickers on the backs of the legs. On this suit, you get them on the sides of the legs as well for a nice additional detail. And the bullpup rifle, it looks really nice. It's a couple of different pieces. The front portion is separate, and then the main body is sandwiched together. The seam line isn't so bad, but you'd probably want to clean that up if you're going to be customizing this build, painting it, things like that. So overall, a very simple, basic kit, similar to most of the kits around this time. Probably not worth more than about $10. Get it if you like the style of the suit. I would avoid it if you're not a big fan of the style, just because of the age of the model kit and how limited you are in your ability to pose, and a lot of the work that you have to do to clean it up, get those seam lines out. All right, let's put him in a couple of different poses and see how he looks. All right, here he is again in that classic power pose. I think that's just the stance, we can call it, the basic mobile suit stance. Maybe he's out patrolling, looking over his domain there. Again, the sculpt of this kit, the look of it has such an appeal for me. It's got kind of a utilitarian, militaristic look that just really works. Here we go with a bit of an action pose. You could see that foot sticking out. He just can't get that ankle turn to put the foot on the ground to plant. And the head is very limited in its ability to turn side to side. So you can only have him look, I'm going to say like 30 degrees off center. It's just not that much. Very limited by the collar around the neck. And here he is in what I call the peacekeeper pose, where he's got his rifle in a threatening position, but he's really trying to call you out and stop you and ask you to please don't make me use my gun. I've got the alternate hand on the left arm there, took the shield off. The bullpup rifle actually limits the articulation of the right arm with how it jams into the shoulder armor. It's not bad though. You can get some pretty good movement. It just limits how far you can pull that into the arm. And here we've got him moving in with the beam saber. Now that beam saber is barely held in to both the beam saber handle and the mobile suit's hand. That's not something that you're going to get a whole lot of dynamic poses with. It's going to fall right out at the slightest movement or the slightest tilt away from a more vertical position. And here he is in a bit of a flying pose. Just like a lot of these old high-grade kits, he does not have an action-based peg hole in his crotch. So we're using that fork-style action-based holder for him that you just kind of jam up in there. let's do some size comparisons. So here he is with a Gundam Converge, with a small high grade, with a average master grade, and with a large master grade. Well, my final thoughts on this kit: it's a good introduction to the hobby. It's inexpensive. It's a quick build. You can get it done in less than an hour, even taking your time. I don't think you can go wrong with this. It's not as nice as the Revive kits in terms of articulation and in terms of the engineering, but it's cheap and it's easy and it looks good, and it's actually a good platform for painting and scribing and customizing as you might want to. So I do recommend it to the right person, right? You have to decide if this is the kind of kit you want to build. It's going to be frustrating for those of you who don't like to fix seam lines, but other than that, yeah, recommend it for the right person. Well, thanks for listening, and I look forward to doing the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.